Welcome back to Connect with Jonathan Mark. Wow, what an episode to come back to. Let me tell you this. We have an unsolved case with some huge movement that happened in a few days after the recording. But before we get into anything, I just want to let you guys know we are going to be censoring names that are involved in the case to protect the integrity of the case, but also anyone involved in it and the production on this show. You will be hearing this sound. But first, I want to give you a little background of how I even got involved in this case. A friend of mine, Amanda Klutz, connected me with the victim's daughter to try and give them some type of help. But first, I want to give you a little timeline, and let me tell you, it is insane. Like, I'm still like, what just happened? On Tuesday, November 5th, around 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, that is when we recorded with Suzanne's daughter, Chandler. To keep everything organic, to keep everything real, we're keeping the entire interview how it was so you can see in real time how things played out. And then November 7th at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, an arrest was made on this case. I'm telling you guys, it is insane. I'm still over here, my jaw's on the floor. But if you guys want to be any help, and trust me, I know you guys do. We are a community and we help people. I want to provide the numbers so you guys can really do your magnifying glasses, detective work, everything. Please give the Texas Rangers a call at 210-291-1391. The Olmos Park Police, 210-909-1329. And the lead detectives on this case, 210-882-0710. I want to let you guys know at the end of this interview, I gave them a little something to help them find this missing person. And this missing person is Suzanne Clark Simpson. I need you guys to go online and look up this case. All information is readily available online. But with what I said, there could be another location that they're quite not looking at. You should stick around and hear it. So this is your mom that you want to hear from, right?
Yes.
So I want to make sure because she's coming through like that. So There's a couple things I am going to start off with. The first thing, her name is Suzanne, correct? Like, or Susan?
Yes, her name is Suzanne.
Okay. So I'm going to go right into the case with this because there's a lot to unpack. There's actually a lot of like personal things that she's bringing up that, from what I can see, circulates with this case, if I'm being honest, because I could be wrong, but it looks like there's personal and this case kind of combining into two. Because what she's talking to me about is, it's kind of if someone has a moral code to do something. So if someone has a moral code to do the right thing and someone else doesn't, and it causes conflict between two different people, that's what she keeps showing to me. She keeps showing to me there's conflict with, it's like her versus a group is what she keeps saying. And what she's saying to me too is, who's the business partner?
Business partner he's my dad's business partner.
Because it just seems that this business partner, and who's the B name?
That's my dad.
Okay. It looks like things are going to come out about them very shortly with things. And it looks like...
Really?
Because it looks like it's a search and recover, it seems. Doesn't look like a search and rescue, unfortunately.
Yeah, no. It is a search and recover.
Because what she's saying to me, which I wanted to ask you about, she keeps talking about, listen, many people have disagreements. I understand that when you're in a relationship, people fight. But what she's saying is leading up to what it looks like she's missing, if it's a search and recover. But like what she keeps saying is there was constant clashing, but also like a moral code that, because your mom seems like a good person to me. I'm not going to say she's not. Like, she's a fantastic person. But it seems business does weird things for people.
Mm-hmm.
She's saying just don't get your hands involved with the wrong people is what she keeps saying. And the moment that you try to take a step aside or put your foot down about something, she keeps saying there's eyewitnesses or people that have some type of surveillance or something about I don't know if they argued. I don't know if they actually unfortunately fought.
Yeah, they did both.
Oh, because she keeps saying that.
Is it a neighbor?
Yeah, it looks like someone that's insanely, it looks like in the proximity of what things should be private. So your home, right? Things should be private in your home, but she's saying someone close proximity to where their privacy should be. But she's saying to me, when you're mentally and physically abused and you can only go to a certain point, right? You eventually want to defend and you eventually want to protect and you eventually want to leave. And I know that's such a courageous thing to do because a lot of people don't do that. But she's saying that she got to the point where she could only take so much, is what she's saying. But not even so much from the B name. It looks like a group of people. When I say a group of people, I'm assuming it's associates or things like that.
Our community.
Because she's saying that and this is what I definitely want you to speak more about, is kind of when I use the term a restart, it's when someone wants to restart, not literally their entire life, but kind of go into a new version of their life, a new chapter, trying to do something different. It's if someone changes jobs or whatever, because she keeps saying she was at a certain point where it was time to do a complete 180 switch and get away from a group of people. Because this group of people seems to have been, I'm going to use the word toxic, just plain and simple about it. And what she's also saying too, and then I know I keep saying this, but your mom is just talking a lot because she's so excited that you're here. So that's why she's just going a lot. So I don't want to lose anything. But what she's also saying too, I guess your mom, because she's putting her mouth to your ear, saying she's vented to you about when I say vented, it's talking to you about real life situational things. And what she's saying to me about that, and what I mean by that is, from my understanding, you've seen, witnessed, and saw some not so great, when I say great things, it's the toxic side of things within the community, within the family, and how it directly pulls back into the home. And she's saying you witnessed it from afar and up close, is what she keeps talking to me about. And so much so that she's saying it looks like you kept an arm's distance away from certain people because of a group of people. And she's saying that for one, it's courageous. And two, she wishes that she listened a little bit more to remove herself sooner, is what she keeps saying. What she's also saying too, and I have to say, your mom is a very funny person as well too. She has a fantastic personality because she keeps flipping off certain people, saying and she feels also really bad on a side note that you're getting bombarded by, I'm assuming, press and stuff. It seems like this is becoming, what she's bringing her next point is someone in her life, whether it's a family member or a sibling, is seems to be a spokesperson about this a little.
Yeah.
A lot, I will probably say, because she's saying that there's this way to do it and the right way to do it, is what she keeps talking to me about. She keeps talking to me about how she's thankful that people are trying to get attention on this. But what she's also saying is you're going up against a community that's not going to speak, is what she's saying. You're going against a community that is becoming, she keeps saying hush, hush to the mouth, and that. And she's laughing at this. So this is the only reason why I'm smiling, because she's making a joke.
Right.
She's saying it's time to kick down some doors and pull some people out, is what she keeps saying. And that's why I'm only smiling, because she's saying that time is coming soon, it seems. Because it seems like even behind closed doors, there's a lot. I'm just going to be honest. There's a lot of things that haven't been presented, I think, when I say to the press or to whoever.
Yeah.
And it's people that are pretty significant involved in her life. And then it seems like you're, when I say your inner circle, really what I mean by that is your family and people that were close to your family. So you consider that an inner circle of people. But she keeps laughing and saying I'm going to rot in jail.
Yes.
And she's saying that it's just more and more things are starting to come out. Now, another thing she's showing to me, which I wanted to ask you, I don't really know what this particularly means. And once I'm hoping you can like kind of fill me in a little bit so then I can, a landfill or something like a dump is what she keeps saying. She keeps talking about landfill dump. She's saying that they're looking, it's like in a huge area, but in the wrong places. I don't know how to explain it. It's like I'm sure they're ripping that stuff apart, but she keeps putting magnifying glasses towards a landfill. So I don't know really what that means.
So in the investigation, the first search after they conducted it in like our area of our home was they searched a landfill.
Yeah.
And the landfill was based off of my dad's phone was last seen turned on by a dumpster near a mall called the Quarry. And so they went and searched that landfill to rule it out as an option. So they can like keep track of it. I mean, it wasn't like, it was like the strongest, they had to prioritize the search. So they had to make sure they got that done so then they could move forward so they don't have to like go back and say, well, what if we didn't search the landfill? But you're saying that she's saying that the landfill and the dump are the wrong places?
Are they looking for her body there?
They were, but now they're waiting on evidence to conduct the next search.
Yeah, well, that's what she's saying. It's like, if the landfill's where they're looking for the body, it's the wrong place is what I was saying.
Yeah.
Because it seems like they're focusing a lot on a landfill dump or something, which I get now since you brought up the phone thing, but she's saying that's not where she is what she's saying.
It's not.
How long ago did this happen? This seems fairly recent, no?
Very recent, like October 6th.
Wow. There's a community of people that surrounds their home that are very tight-lipped right now.
It's part of the reason why I moved so far away and left. And like, I really don't like the home that I come from. And my mom, you know, I love her so much, but I would say she doesn't have the strongest sense of self.
Well, that's what she was saying, is that like your father can drive a wedge in between, and she should have listened. And like, it's two separate parts, because what she was saying to me is obviously what I just mentioned, but then also too, it's kind of like to see how courageous you were to leave and how she should have probably followed suit or listened sooner. That like hindsight's 2020. It's like she should have gone back, and because I don't foresee her being that type of person where of what you just explained, that's literally not like how she comes across to me slightly. No. So it's like hard for me when like, you know, you're mentioning, you know, all of this stuff. It's like she comes through completely kind of different, more so on the regret side of not following kind of suit of what you did. Can you tell me and like fill everyone else in kind of like what had happened and what your experience has been?
I have been studying abroad in Paris for the past 2 years. I'm a fashion design student at Parsons, Paris, but I'm abroad in New York. So like I was so grateful that I was here in New York this year and not in Paris. And so at around 1:00, my mom's friend Julie was like, you need to just come home. Like, just come home. And I was like, okay. Because I was like deciding all morning. I was like, do I come home? Do I not? I was like, I just want to go home. I need to be home. I need to find my mom. I arrived in San Antonio. I had the most horrible, painful flight of my life, just crying and feeling scared as shit because I don't know where my mom is. And I got home and I arrived at my cousin's house. And that's when I met with my siblings. And when I got home, it was like nothing was happening. And that was really frustrating to me. It was like there was no police. Everyone was acting like everything is fine. And I was like, this is not right. This is not normal. In the moment, I was just still letting myself be hopeful and strong and faithful just because my mom and like her spirit and soul within me was just like shining through. I took all my siblings. We went to the police. I gave them a statement. And we were there for like 4 hours. And because of me and my siblings' statement not aligning with what my dad had told them, they were able to get a search warrant to go into the house to see the hole in the wall from where my dad had pushed my mom down the stairs and to arrest him and put him in jail. That's what kind of shows you about this community is that they're so blind by their own narratives that even the thought of my dad taking my mom's life wasn't possible to them. And so now they're having to deal with that shift in reality to being like, well, he did do something wrong and he was lying to us.
they seem very different. People are different in general when it comes to like relationships and like how it seems like your father is versus how your mom is. And that's why she said, and I'm assuming why she said this, like it was very courageous of you to take a step aside. It's like trying to follow suit of something. I can tell you from how she's coming through is she tried to keep a household. A household is what she keeps talking to me about. She tried keeping like what people picture on TV as like a perfect household. And she wanted that perception to kind of radiate everywhere. It's like she wanted everyone to be like perfect husband, perfect wife, perfect kids, and, you know, come from a strong family, strong community. And she's smiling at me saying like behind closed doors, it was kind of like a World War III situation in the sense of, and this is why I also said this to you too before about I think abuse is horrible no matter how it's shaped, formed, or in any capacity. And she keeps saying to me the mental side and the physical side, unfortunately, it seems both were a component of this relationship. And what she's saying to me too is you can only take so much before one person snaps. And what she's saying to me about this is she was ready to leave. And I don't know if your grandma I'm sure your grandma has told you this, but it seems like there was kind of, when I say a plan to start anew, like what I'm saying, like I said, I don't think she was going to go to like a different country, change her name all that. It was more so second part of life, right? It's like the second part of your life, start over, chapter 1, part 2, right? Like that's kind of what she kept showing to me. And when someone has a personality trait of control, it's not the greatest thing when you want to have your own mind and your own opinion and your own thought about something. And she's saying like that's what she ran into is the moment she started seeing certain people for who they were, what they were doing, and also having an opinion about it and not agreeing and following suit.
Right.
Yes, they were clashing before, but it seems like it amplified by 10 to 100 is what like she's showing to me. What she's showing to me, which I want to say, she should still be here today without question. Like that is without question, without a single doubt in my mind. But she's a strong woman, and the fact that she stood up for herself, because she's saying in a situation where it seems to have been pushed down many times. And when I say walked over or looked over, like it seems like her opinion didn't hold much value in a community or a household, unfortunately, when her opinion should have been probably the one that everyone listens to, because she keeps smiling and like laughing, saying she was the most rational. Like she was the most rational one when it came to things. And she's saying that she kind of like, and I know it's a stupid thing, but she didn't go down without a fight is all I'm trying to say. Because she needs you to know that. She didn't just fold over. She didn't just like let it happen. Because what she's saying is, and what she's saying to you about this is, I know you mentioned the hole in the wall, and I know you mentioned like they got the search warrants or a hole in the wall. There's other things that seem to have been pretty messed up at the time within the house. Like that's not the only thing is what she's saying, because she's saying if you put pieces to a puzzle together, you know, people can move things back, right? And you can tell when things are shifted back, moved back. And I'm not saying that's the case, but she's saying the hole in the wall is kind of just like, you know, the first thing of many that is, I'm assuming, recorded from the police and everything. And what she's saying to me too, which is kind of why I brought up the landfill or dump or whatever it is that this B-name guy is it's like putting people in a wild goose chase. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like when someone thinks that they're outsmarting people.
Yes. Sorry.
No, it's fine.
You're just so right.
Yeah, because she's laughing, saying that it's not as complex as like what it's kind of like, and I'm not saying this is the case. So like this is just what I'm saying. It's kind of like if the body's like in the yard, right? It's like, but he's sending people on a wild goose chase of like, go here, up. This is the last time we saw the phone ping. This is the last time the car, et cetera, because she's laughing, saying like he's and this is the only reason why I'm saying this, she's saying he's not that bright to like, like he's not that bright because what she's saying is like this wild goose chase is going to come to an end very soon. And honestly, from what I'm being shown, it looks like they're kind of, when I say closing in, it seems like there's another avenue. It seems that they're going to get soon, whether it's from him vocalizing something and kind of being like, I'm screwed, or someone's going to come and say something, because it looks like a third party's going to come that witnessed something, heard something. It doesn't necessarily seem like it's going to come from the horse's mouth particularly, because again, she keeps saying that this wild goose chase is coming to an end soon. She just needs you to be careful. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I don't know who this person knows and et cetera, and what their plan was. But it just seems that this community of like what I mentioned about tight lips and things like that wants it to remain very tight-lipped. Like they don't, the fact that it's, I guess, publicized because she's putting cameras and people are speaking up is becoming a huge problem for those tight-lipped people is what she keeps saying. And also she's laughing at this. And again, she keeps saying this B-name person is not so bright. Technology is technology is what she keeps saying to me. And that's what she keeps referring to me. It's like technology is technology. And this B-name person can outsmart that, even though they think, even though he thinks that. Because I have to be honest, his attitude towards this, from what she's showing to me, is when I say disturbing, aside from what this person did, I mean it's disturbing in the fact that this person really thinks they're coming out and they're innocent. Like this person is like really believes that, and it's like nuts. Like, so like, that's why I'm saying it's disturbing. And she's also saying that, and again, and I know I already mentioned this, but he's not that smart. Like she wants people to understand that. Like he's not that witty. He's not that smart. She's throwing money at my feet saying money can
allude to that. Yeah.
Like navigate things. So, so I'm sorry. She's just very talkative. She's just very happy with you. Like very happy, like seeing you and like talking to you. But like not only that, she's happy that she keeps saying you saw Mom 2.0 before she passed, because you saw a version of her that I don't think you've seen in many years. And what she's saying by that is that being her true self again is what she keeps saying. It seems like she was actually finding her purpose and her light like shortly before this had happened. But it seems like she was getting the courage. And again, I'm using you as an example, but from you to take a step aside and go to Paris and take a step aside. But also your grandma, her mom is a huge component of this courageous act as well too. Because your grandma's doing a lot of private stuff on the side for your mom, I can see. And she's forever thankful for that. Like, I just want to let you know, because it's more so behind the scene and more so, I want to say with purpose, like true purpose and true trying to find something, not like, it's like there's true purpose of like finding her daughter, but also trying to help you guys, because she's honestly, and this is what your mom is saying, you can rely on her. Like this is the person that you lean to when it comes to this. And she's saying the things that you know, keep to your chest and keep it close to your chest, because, and again, this community of people just seem to, one, talk to each other all the time, which, I guess a community does, but two, it's like protecting one another. It's kind of like if you're like best friends with someone, you want to protect them, like things like that, I guess. I don't know. That's just a correlation that they're putting. But your mom is just very proud because you're like also doing an investigative great job is what she's saying too. Like you're like, she's clapping and kissing you and giving you like all the props for being like, it seems like taking control of like the family of sorts, because it does seem like you guys need this.
My dad sent a message to his business partner. It said, leave that in the pump house. Is there a pump house? Is there anything in relation to a pump house that's coming through?
Like where the materials, what they did and stuff?
Possibly.
That's what she's saying about him is like some type of material. Really what she's saying about that is just DNA. Again,
DNA.
she keeps emphasizing like he's smart, but not that smart. There's no wild goose chase anymore. Like it's gonna come to an end.
Mm-hmm.
She's saying you're partially right about the map. So
Yeah. Anything about an old well, stone well with wooden cover, oil or gas rig in Bandera.
well, the oil rig, your mom keeps putting thumbs up about something, but the well, I'm not really seeing. Like,
No.
it's really something with a gas, like an oil. Like it's kind of like
Oil and gas.
like, is it the same thing as a well when you pull out the oil and gas, like in like a convention? I don't know. This is where I don't know, because she's saying it has something like where it's like the oil gets pulled, and that's a main part of, it seems like, this situation. But like I don't know if that means like that's a well. It just looks like a huge pump that's in the ground.
Pump house.
Yeah, like that's what she keeps saying. It's like pumping, and there's something there with that. Like that's what she keeps like showing to me. It's like I don't know if that correlates to a well though, because she keeps talking about the pump and in the oil in the ground and pumping it up, and you have to be in the ground to pump it and things. And she's saying like she's putting like ding 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 ding, like, you know, it's kind of like stars and stuff. I think there'll be something there. I don't know if it's going to be like enough, but there's like ding, ding, ding there is what she keeps doing. So.
Okay. I just don't know where that is. Anything about like a crawl space?
No, it's like really the pump stuff seems to be like.
It's the pump stuff.
Because that doesn't look like that was like investigated too thoroughly at all.
No, it hasn't been at all.
So yeah, so like that's why she's saying like that's where the next thing should go.
Okay, that's good to know.
Please share the numbers where people can help you.
If anyone has any information about anything that we discussed, especially details in regards to my mom and bringing my mom home, you can contact Olmos Park Police at 210-909-1329. Chief Villegas, who is the head of the Olmos Park Police Department, will be in contact with you if you leave him a message, a voicemail, or send him a text. You can also contact the Texas Rangers, who are spearheading this case in the investigation, at 210-291-1391. You can speak to Jesse, leave him a text, call him, or voicemail. Lastly, if you are wanting to get in contact with the lead detectives on any of the cases in regards to any information, please contact 210-882-0710. The meal train, if anyone doesn't have any information and you are wanting a way to help, this would be the way to help.
Definitely.
I really appreciate you and all your work and talking to me and helping connect me to my mom. Every day it just gets harder. I just feel like I lose less of what her presence was. But like having moments like this and, you know, speaking to her and hearing her thoughts and her laughing and, you know, just still being herself, like, brings me so much joy and makes me feel so content. So I really appreciate that.
Chandler, thank you so much for coming on and trusting in me to even try and help even a little bit. But guys, you know where you could be such a huge help? Every dollar will count. She has a meal train link, and that will be in the show notes. I promise you, $1 here and $1 there will go such a long way. And please don't forget, if you have any information at all, anything, please reach out to the Texas Rangers at 210-291-1391 or the Olmos Park Police 210-909-1329 or the lead detectives on this case, the 210-882-0710. Now, guys, I know we're a community, and I know everyone's going to be chomping at the bit to really hear about any updates on this case. So please stick around week from week, because whenever we get an update, we are going to be providing it for you. And also, don't forget, if you have any information, anything at all, you can send me a DM on Instagram at Jonathan Mark Medium, or an email at connectjonathanmark@gmail.com. Please also do not forget to rate, review, and follow the show. It helps us out so much. I will be checking in with you guys next week. Have a good one.